Destination Truth or one of them. He actually went out and he went with some people
with
like
a family.
There was a couple of ladies and all their kids, and they'd go out. They'd take a weekend and go. Yeah, just make
it was like what they would do on their weekends.
Nice.
And I think that was really, from what Forrest Fenn has said, that was the point. He wanted people to get out and explore and do things. And hey,
sounds like he was kind of like an environmentalist and a historian, or is, and wanted to pass the love of those.
Treasure.
Oh, I bet.
You don't think he's one of those assholes? Getting out into nature is your reward. Oh, fuck off!
No, he's
like, I'm going to go beat an 87-year-old ass. Is what's going to happen now.
He's been interviewed a lot. I think it's legit.
Okay.
I mean, and the guy's got the money to do it. So and he's got the artifacts to do it.
You know what bothers me is when there's something there. It's there's ample documentation that there's something there, and the fucking government, not necessarily the U.S. government, but the government at wherever that place is, won't let motherfuckers dig. And here's an example.
And there's certain spots.
Oak Island.
Yeah.
They've got to have paperwork
from
running outside of their asshole to dig on property that they own.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's bullshit is what it is. And then not only that, anything that they find, they've got to turn over to the Canadian government.
And they get a percentage.
Yeah, that's bullshit too. Here's another one. This has been proven since like the early 90s. That there is a very, very large chamber under the left paw of the Sphinx. Mm-hmm. Sphinx. Yeah.
Yes.
And the fucking... The
Director
guy,
of Antiquities, Zahi Hawass.
Yeah, he's a shady fuck anyway.
Yes, he is.
But, and I can say that because he'll probably never hear this. So that's good.
He definitely controls everything that comes out.
Yeah,
as far as Egyptology.
Well,
and it fits his narrative, not...
I don't understand why he has a fucking narrative anyway. It's not like anybody would say, and I've mentioned this before, it's not like anybody would say, oh, well, we found this stuff, so that discredits all of your bullshit.
It's just like
that's
one of those...
never happened.
It's ego.
Yeah, it's ego.
I personally, if I was the Minister of Antiquities, I would much rather say, yeah, I thought that was a good idea, and I let them dig, and they found all of this shit that they would have never found if it wasn't for me.
Well, they've actually one possible locations that's out there for the Forrest Fenn treasure is on, I can't remember the name of it. It's a government park, and somebody interviewed a park ranger there or something. He said, "Oh no, that's you would have to get permission from us to be able to dig and all that."
Yeah, exactly. And they'll never give that. But if it's
but
not
the point
buried,
is, it's not buried, and he said that.
But here's the thing: after 7 years, doesn't it? I did that on purpose.
Well, it's not supposed to be like that.
It is supposed to be like that because when you do that, it tilts the microphone.
Keep talking.
Oh my God, she's going to do it, and it's going to tilt the microphone, and then when she looks away, I'm going to have to undo it again. See, I told you.
Is something undone on the other side?
No.
I don't know if you've heard of this too. Speaking of that, along that same line.
Yes.
Good Lord, will y'all quit
crooked,
messing with the microphone? It's fine.
It's not fine.
That couple out in California that found that it was basically a bunch of coffee cans full of
like gold coins and shit.
Gold or silver coins.
Yeah.
And there was actually a theft from the mint, and the government actually came in and
took it from them, didn't
possession.
They? Oh my God.
But
that would make my soul sad.
They didn't just lay down and take it. They took it to court, and it was proven that it was not proceeds from that theft, and the couple got it back. So,
yeah, and it was
on their property.
That was like hundreds of millions of dollars, wasn't it? I mean,
I think all total they were saying like $10 to $15 million.
Oh, okay. I thought it was more than that. But
and it was on their property.
Yeah. See, man, I got some heartache with that. It's one thing if it have been. Well, no, fuck it, no. No matter what the type of theft is, there's a statute of limitations. Mm-hmm. If that shit was buried, I'm sure it passed the statute of limitations. Mm-hmm. And they just wanted to fucking take it because the government doesn't like us to have gold.
Yeah.
Because that means we're not relying on paper money.
Every time you say take it,
I said
Every time you say the government wants us to take it.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. They do, I know, but that's just...
There's been a lot of...
That's what I see in my head, too.
Yeah, okay.
There's been a lot of high-profile things where our government, other governments, the wreck of the Etosha off the coast of Florida.
I have a coin.
And Brandy actually has a coin from that.
In a necklace, yeah.
Awesome.
It's really
they
cool.
They found it, and I mean, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars worth of treasure.
Who is they?
This family
it's actually a treasure hunting company. They've created a company.
But it's like 3 or 4 generations now that's what they've done. They live off the Florida, live in Florida and hunt off the coast. But it's so cool because the coin, it's been weathered so much that parts of it you can see and parts of it are worn smooth. It's really, really cool.
That's really cool.
But they found the Etosha, and there was some whole intrigue about that because they actually grabbed it and took it somewhere, and it went to court for 2-3 years, I believe, and the Spanish government actually ended up getting it after they did all the work.
Yeah, they did all the work.
Yeah, the Spanish government wasn't even looking for it and did nothing to recover it.
Here's the thing: if they'd have kept their fucking mouth shut, the Spanish government wouldn't have even known. But here's the other thing: if it was in international waters, I'd have told the Spanish government, y'all can suck my ass because I'm not giving you shit. It was in international water.
But the thing is, they came and they negotiated with our government.
Who didn't have possession of it either.
Exactly, I know. But
that's the shit that burns my ass. It's like, you know what? If I fucking find this and it's been lost for 200 years... The statute of limitations on everything is past at 200 years. Our government, their government. I found this. Fuck both of y'all. You don't have the fucking authority. You don't have the right to fucking take my shit and negotiate it away to anybody else. Oh, well, it was theirs to begin with. No, somebody took it from them, and then they lost it, and I found it 2 centuries later. So it's mine now. Eat a dick.
But, so anyway, the Forest Fin treasure is out there. That's something you can go out and find. Here's another interesting one. And this one actually dates back quite a few years. In 1982, an author named Byron Preece came out with a book called The Secret, A Treasure Hunt.
Okay.
And in the book, he describes how he had 12 casks created, really intricate, carved, really neat looking, and hid them all over North America.
So not necessarily in the U.S.
There supposedly is at least one in Canada.
Wow.
Montreal, I believe.
All right.
And in this book, if you read through the book, he's got kind of a story that goes along with it, kind of... not really a novel, but a little bit. He talks about fairies and creatures or something.
Then. Okay.
But in the book, there are actually 12 paintings that he had an artist create based off of clues and things that he gave that artist for each cask that was hidden.
Okay.
So the guy created the paintings. They're included in the book, and there is a verse, a poem verse or whatever that matches each one.
Okay.
But you don't know which one goes with
that's
which
a bitch.
painting, so you have to figure that out too.
Mix and match.
It's a whole riddle.
And the
paintings are interesting because they'll actually take buildings, like let's say there's a library tower that has a clock on it that's very interesting, old, maybe Art Deco architecture. It might be included in the painting, but it's been turned into something else,
right?
Like a windmill or this or that, and so you have to kind of look at it really abstractly and go, "Hey, wait a minute, that looks like so and so,"
Yeah, and we watched a documentary of some kind, and I don't remember.
I think it was Josh Gates.
Oh, it might have been Josh Gates.
I think he did something on this too. Yeah,
and Josh Gates.
Damn, Josh Gates stealing our thunder.
These aren't documentaries that Josh Gates does.
I really need Josh Gates' job.
But he was with he talked to the people that found the one in Chicago.
Yeah.
And he actually was with the people that found the one in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was really cool, because most
actually-
of the time he doesn't fucking find anything.
Since 1982.
Oh, come on. He
there has
doesn't, most
only-
of the time he
No,
doesn't.
I was just laughing because it's true. Like, he's like, that's very interesting.
Yeah, this is really cool. Call me when you find something.
I'm adorable, and this is interesting. I'm out.
Yeah.
Since 1982, when the book was published, only 2 of the 12 have been found.
That's the one in Chicago and one in
in
Cleveland.
Chicago and the one in Cleveland.
Well, I'm as smart as those motherfuckers. We ought to be able to find that shit easy.
I know.
I think between the 4 of us, we could probably get the other 10.
But I know.
And then we go out to Santa Fe.
Yeah, and find Forrest Penn Shredder. Yeah.
Lock that down.
Yeah, lock that down and be done. You know,
You're like,
I mean,
we're set.
I could get my new truck.
They actually, there's a lot of resources on the internet for The Secret as well, especially since it's been going, over 30 years.
Man, that's
they
a long
believe they
time for
figured
no one
out-
to
No
find
one.
that.
Think about how many people have
I
tried.
know. Wow, yeah.
People that are probably more clever than I am.
Yeah. A lot of people believe that they have figured out the cities for all the remaining locations. I know New Orleans is one.
Oh, they can keep that one. I'm
New
not going to New Orleans
New
again.
York is one.
Well, fuck, they can keep that one too.
The further it goes, the harder it's going to be because locations
Exactly,
change,
yeah.
especially New
Architecture
Orleans,
changes, yeah.
flood and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah, I bet nothing in New Orleans looks the same after Katrina fucked it
St.
over.
Augustine, Florida. That was another one that Josh Gates
I
went
would
and
go
visited.
hunt that one down. I'm not going to New Orleans.
You know what the
so-
problem is, though? The place where they think it is, it's now a park, so you got to go get permission from somebody to...
I saw that too, and they were like they were probing.
They were running GPR
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah. But that's another one that you can get together, look at the paintings, read the verses, and see if you can figure out where these are hidden.
Yeah, the thing that really just chaps my ass, and these that are for fun, that's cool. That's really awesome, and I think that'd be really great to do. What burns my ass is when you run into problems or you run into situations like in Egypt where there's this thing that could be of such monumental historical significance
for the whole world.
The legend is that this structure, which is mentioned in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, is the Atlantis Hall of Records that he built and then built the Sphinx over. Sphinx is
could be
traditionally
world-changing information.
Yeah, and here's the bitch of that. Even if they got in there, fucking no one would ever let that information get out to the public because we at large apparently are too dumb for anything.
Well, we'd have to use it to weaponize it or use it against somebody else. We couldn't just let it be for the good of mankind.
Yeah, because knowledge is power, and if I have all the knowledge, then I have all the power. That fucking burns my
and the
ass.
other thing too is like talking about Egypt, talking about the Minister of Antiquities.
Shady fuck.
He has 30 years invested in his version of events. So
and that's
he doesn't
cool.
want that to change because your whole 30 years of work was worth nothing.
No, see, that's wrong,
and that's
though.
but that's how they think.
But that is so wrong because you know what? I got a lot more respect for a motherfucker who's willing to say, "Hey, you know what? I thought it was this. We've got new evidence, so the evidence points to the fact that."
So I'm revising my opinion.
So let me revise my opinion to include this other evidence. Just like that stuff when what's that place in Turkey? Göbekli Tepe.
Oh, Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah, which has been carbon dated well before the pyramids, not before the Sphinx, but before the pyramids. And someone was asking him about it, and he was like, "Oh, I thought we were here to talk about Egypt." And it's like, stop being a dick.
Yeah,
they're asking about this based on your timeline.
Yeah.
If more information has come out that says these are older than the pyramids, it's no sweat off of your fucking ass, dude. All you got to do is say, yeah, they're older than the pyramids. But he has some fucking stupid idea that if Egypt wasn't the oldest civilization ever, then it's some sort of personal insult against him. And he acted atrociously during that, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I've seen
the video, and it was his ass should. If I was his boss, he would have been fired for that. But whatever.
I think he is the boss. That's the problem.
No, he's not. The fucking Egyptian prime minister's the boss.
Yeah, but the Egyptian prime minister probably doesn't get involved.
Well, if I was him, I would have. I'd have been like, you pack your shit and get the fuck out, because that was uncalled for at best. But anyway, and like I said, with the Oak Island stuff,